You'd said earlier about being very visual and how you were going to write out your, the different action sequences. So are you good at writing them, or are you better with sort of the conception of it, like in your head, and then just because you're kind of speaking your own language to yourself, because you're going to also be behind the camera, you know what to do? Or would you say if someone else got a hold of one of your scripts, they would know exactly how to do that action sequence?
They would not know.
It's shorthand, okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't know. I early on, like when I used to write scripts early on, I would actually write out. I found this to be the wrong approach very quickly, but I would write out all of the action in the script, and the script would end up being 300 pages, and so what I started doing is I would just write, if there's an action scene, I would set it up and sort of write action sequence 1, and then separate all the information in like a separate, separate writing or separate information. So I would just put that annotation there, and then I would expand upon it like separately, so that the actors, when they're reading it, they're not understanding all that stuff. So I started to split the two apart, and I used to do it the hard way. Like I would write out every single technique, almost like I'm playing cards or something. I would write the name of the character side by side, and then if this person does this technique, this person does that, this person does this person does that, and I would write out every single technique. And after a while, I stopped doing that. And so now I just get together with my team, and we'll actually choreograph the action, and we use what's called blocking tapes. Like we would shoot the action in sort of a more primitive setting, and then on set we just use those tapes that we shot. We've already worked out the composition, we've already worked out all the camera angles and all the choreography, and then we use that as a template or a guide. When we're on set, we sort of go by that. I found that to be like the most effective way, and also just having time with the actors, sort of with the stuntmen, with the actors, being able to sort of prep them and get them as prepared as possible, and seeing what their strengths are. If you have actors who may not have any training, but they maybe have done a lot of sports, or they might be flexible or agile, or have good coordination, or you kind of see what works for them, and you sort of base it around what they're good at, like what their strengths are. But yeah, it's evolved over time, like the way I sort of approach action. And when I was really young, when I first started out, I didn't do any of that. I just I would choreograph the fight sequences the day of the shoot, and do it that way. Choreograph and just sort of shoot it in sections. But now we have like a much better system in place. Get better results.
Have you ever done it where you sort of reverse engineer it? You watch the film and you, like, let's say the Raid 2 or something, and then you're documenting all the moves that they're making, or no, you've never kind of tried to reverse engineer another director's sort of notes?
I as far as action, no. But what I do love is like special features. I love special features more than the film, because I like to see how everything's done. So I will, like, if I see a really great shot or something like that, I will reverse engineer how that shot was done, or how but as far as action, not specifically, but yeah, I think anything technical as far as composition or lighting or any unique shot or anything like that, I like to see how those things are done, and then sort of be like, okay, how can I get that same result but just way cheaper, than what they might have done it for. So yeah.
Yeah, special features is a gift to
Oh, yeah.
any movie
Oh,
lover.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially if they're older ones. I watched one with Brian De Palma on Carrie,
Mm-hmm.
and it was great just to see. It was just fantastic, you know, and
Yeah.
just to hear too that she wasn't the original choice, which I can't imagine anyone else but Sissy Spacek. But
Yeah.
just to see all that, and it's just really like it's like a present, I think.
Yeah. I always feel like, you know, whoever that role is for, that's the person. In most cases, I mean, you know, that's who it gets it. You know, like it may not be who you think in the beginning, but when I think back to so many movies that had casted certain people, like you know, Will Smith rejecting the role of Neo, and then Keanu Reeves getting it. I can't imagine anybody but Keanu in that role. You know.
Right.